This is my top 10 E3 games that were shown off at the Microsoft conference this year for 2016. Starting off at number 10 we have ReCore. ReCore is an action-adventure game set in the future where you're one of the last humans on a planet trying to survive in the desert, and essentially machines have taken over the world. You've got robot companions who fight alongside you, and they have their own unique abilities and powers. You make your way through the wasteland in hopes of trying to restore humanity. The game does stand out for having a unique look for their robots, they're pretty cool, but while the graphics aren't the most amazing, the gameplay does look pretty fun. ReCore launches on the 16th of September this year for both Xbox One and PC. Sea of Thieves is next up at number 9. You're a pirate and you must work with other people to act as a crew and sail your ship in search of treasure and fight other ships controlled by players. The developer is currently looking at options for a single player experience as well, but they're purely focused on the co-op experience at the moment. Pirates will be able to customise their ships as well. I usually love this type of game where you can truly work as a team, and works best when you've got a group of friends that you can actually coordinate with. Currently there's no release date for the game, but they have said that there will be a beta. Sea of Thieves will be launching on Xbox One and PC. At number 8 we see a return of Dead Rising. In Dead Rising 4, Dead Rising has always had a special place for me for its over-the-top weapon crafting and allowing players to kill zombies in some of the funniest ways that we've ever seen in a video game. And from what the E3 trailer demonstrates, they plan on delivering more of those crazy and funny weapons, and I'm interested to see how many new weapons we're actually going to see in the final game. Now, they claim that there's going to be 1 million ways of killing the zombies, and they said that there's also going to be new zombie types, so that's going to be very interesting to see. Dead Rising 4 launches on the 6th of December 2016 on both Xbox One and PC. For number 7 we have We Happy Few. Set in a war-torn 1960s England, and it's where the local people take a pill called Joy, which makes them forget anything bad that's ever happened to them. Your character is someone that decides that they're going to stop taking this drug and see reality for itself. That world that you're going to be playing in is actually procedurally generated and has 3 modes that you can play, which is Sandbox, Story and Welly. But so far the story has me quite hooked and has a lot of potential, considering the fact that the game so far has this sort of delusional bright side, and then you're starting to see some of these little things in the background that don't seem quite right. So there's a lot of background stuff that's still to be explored, which I'm looking forward to. We Happy Few launches on the 26th of July 2016 for both Xbox One and PC. At number 6 we have Gears of War 4. In the 4th installment of the franchise, the demo that was staged showed us the co-op campaign, which looks very impressive with its dark and gritty theme. Melee combat is pretty nice, with a new tactical knife, and the graphics were very pretty. The touch of destruction affected by the wind really added to not only the eye candy of the game, but also for the tactical use against the enemies. The game will have split screen, supporting either LAN or the 2-player online co-op. There are also going to be a lot of new weapons added to the game, and there's also the multiplayer. The last thing that they did tease about was the fact that there's going to be the Horde mode, which they're bringing back, which they call Horde Mode 3.0. Gears of War 4 comes out for both the Xbox One and on PC on the 11th of October 2016. Number 5 brings a surprise of Halo Wars 2. The original Halo Wars game came out back in 2009, and so for the sequel to be announced, it really caught me off guard. Halo Wars 2 is just like the original, where it's a real-time strategy game. You build bases, you get resources, you create armies and fight the other team in matches up to 3 versus 3. There will be new units, new leaders and abilities that are going to be added to the game. The story is set just after Halo 5 and is said to contain 13 missions. There's no mention of how many maps there's going to be for the multiplayer, but they did say that it will be a vast collection, so who knows, we'll just have to wait and see how many are actually put into the final game. The reason this game is so high on the list is because I'm a big fan of real-time strategy games, and I can't wait to see how this one plays out. Halo Wars 2 launches on the 21st of February 2017 on both Xbox One and PC. The entry for number 4 is Scalebound. Scalebound was announced at E3 2015 and has returned again for E3 2016. It's an RPG where you play as a character called Drew, who has a dragon he rides and fights with as his companion. So far we have seen the ability to use swords and bows during combat and also to be able to fly the dragon. Drew has the ability to turn into a hybrid dragon, which gives him certain abilities. I'm not sure if the headphones he wears actually give him any bonuses during combat, but they do look cool either way, and they are a nice touch, because I know that when he puts them on it starts to play music. Scalebound doesn't have a specific release date yet, but it is aimed for 2017 on both Xbox One and PC. At number 3 we have a game that was only shown for a few seconds on the stage, Outlast 2. This game is the sequel to the original horror survival, and takes on a new story and a new character. The first thing that stands out is the beautiful graphics and the continuation of the use of your trusty camera with night vision to see in the dark. And yes, you'll still need to look out for those batteries. The biggest difference in this game is that it is set outside, so it will be very interesting to see what they're going to be doing with that freedom of space, and how they're still going to create that feeling of fear in the dark. Outlast 2 is set to launch by the end of 2016 on Xbox One, PC and also on PlayStation 4. For number 2 we have Forza Horizon 3. This time we are off to Australia with the biggest map yet in the series with 350 cars to drive. If you're not familiar with the Forza Horizon series, it's essentially an open world racing game rather than the track based ones, and allows for more over the top stuff like off-road racing and jump stunts, that sort of thing. The game now features 4-player co-op online and 12-player free roam, and a seamless join system so that players can join one another quickly as possible without pausing the experience. Players on both PC and Xbox One will be able to play and race against one another, which is very neat. I'm a huge fan of racing games, so I'm really looking forward to this one when it comes out on the 27th of September this year on both Xbox One and PC. Finally, at number 1 we have Battlefield 1. Now, modern shooters have been mainly focused on future warfare for a while now, and I'm glad that Battlefield has gone back to the Great War, also known as World War I. For starters, the graphics look amazing, the weapons are quite interesting, and some of the new mechanics in the game are quite appealing. The whole thing has been reworked for a more immersive experience, with it being based on World War I. And the campaign takes the role of several people giving different stories to give us, so we'll have a very broad experience overall throughout the campaign. There will be 64 player battles online, dynamic weather that randomly changes on every match, so that means that we'll have a different sort of round each time, so no two battles are really going to be the same. And there's some new game modes that have been brought in, designed specifically for this time period, so I think we'll get some sort of over the top charges, that sort of thing. But overall this game is shaping up very nicely, and I can't wait to really try it out. Battlefield 1 launches on the 21st of October this year on Xbox One, PC and PlayStation 4. So there we have it. That's my top 10 E3 games that were shown at the Microsoft conference this year. If you've got your own ones, please feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section. I'm interested to see what you're looking forward to. Other than that, that's all from me, and I hope you've enjoyed this video. I'll also be doing one for the PlayStation panel on the games that they've shown off, so feel free to check out that video as well.